1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Negative 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Oh, are you have to wait for it to catch up? Need me to keep going, I assume? Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week from Brampton's Memorial Arena. It is the Excelsiors hosting the defending Midso Cup champions Burlington Blaze here on Indigenous Peoples Day. We recognize and thank the creator for the game, the Medicine Game, as we celebrate it here tonight with these two teams. Also last night here, the Majors playing the Six Nations Chiefs raising money and awareness for the Ontario Native Women's Association and the Red Dress Project for missing or murdered Aboriginal women, girls, or Two-Spirit, and raising over $2,100 in this building. So hope you all enjoy this game here tonight. Brampton in their white jerseys. They'll go left to right, working away from Connor O'Toole, led the OJLL in minutes played last year. Well on his way to doing that again. Only player close to him is Callum Lever-Pereira, who is in net for the Blaze in their black uniforms with red numbers and helmets. Dante Bowen brings a face-off down over on the far side. Controlled by Jacob Janke. Now through the captain, Bowie Horseman and Eric Acton. An offense that's really come to life over the last couple weeks, mostly when Ty Scott returned from a late school assignment in the States. Here's Acton cutting through, scores! Eric Acton has had his fair share of big games. It's either him, Nolan Byrne. As we said, Ty Scott has been in the mix, and they get started off early, do the Excelsiors. Working it down the far side. This is late in the shot clock. And Acton just takes it to the net for the first goal of the game. No news from these two teams to report as of yet, with the trade deadline coming up tomorrow night. Burlington, meanwhile, back to the cage the other side in the first touch for O'Toole. Had to deal with a man right on his crease. Outlet pass down floor for Trent Robertson. At one point this season, the penalty minutes leader in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Nolan Marshall will come off the bench. He'll put it back to Acton. Now Byrne. De Silva sets the screen in front. Byrne from the outside. Pereira doubled back, but the ball squirted out through his legs. Keep an eye on Horseman over on that far side. If you haven't seen our Brampton games yet, he's got that powerful outside shot. I think he scored a hat trick in every single game of the week that's been featured in this building so far. First time we're seeing Burlington Blaze on the game of the week. As Cody Innes tried to send it to the far side. He's put up a couple of big offensive games of late. As Innes, Janke comes off the bench here. Bit of a struggle to start for Burlington, but did pick up 2 wins in the Toronto Beaches decision as Horseman comes over the top. Took a couple big hard hits on his way through. The last one popped the ball free. Scott will pick up. In front, turning and shooting. Byrne missed the net, so that was going to be either over and back or shot clock violation. Either way, Burlington ball with Sawyer English. The youngest and I believe final of 4 English brothers who have played here for the Blaze over the past 4 seasons. Dante Bowen, after that shot bounced wide, comes out, wasn't aware that the check was behind him, now gets knocked down in the corner. That's the offensive player, Will McLeod, taking down Bowen. Other night in Burlington, temperatures were closing in on 35 degrees. Another hot one here in Brampton tonight as well. Sawyer English up top, works it through Chuck Rawson to the outside. First penalty of the game coming up. It will be to Brampton on a hold on the inside, I believe. Gavin Tebow, he got knocked down. Ball rolls back to McLeod and no time to do anything with it for the Blaze. Kyle Kennery has the cross-checking call, and it is to Trent Robertson. Right through the middle right there. Oh, yeah. Top of the fan. That one rode upstairs on Tebow. And the first power play of the game goes to the Blaze. No one up top to take the ball. Yeah, I was going to say, surprised the official let that one go as long as it did. He told the bench that's the only time they're going to get it. English up top. Works it across. Sawyer English back to the near side. Still no shot from Marinier. It does come from McLeod. Got through. Actually, I think that hit Chuvayello in front. Couple fakes from Marinier. That one does find the mark. O'Toole saved with the rebound, rolling out to Adamson. Lost it as he crossed over center. It's Burlington that whacks it back in, so all of this on Brampton's shot clock, and Byrne had to be careful as he was sandwiched coming across center, and he gets up hobbling. That would be a big loss on the offensive side for Brampton. Cody Innes. It's Marinier taking top spot now. Wheeling off to McLeod. Marinier again took it out of the corner. Over for Rawson. They go against the grain to find Marinier. Now McLeod off the initial miss. Back for Innes. He got swallowed up through the middle and no time to take a shot. Callum Witter. Strong transition player for this Brampton team. Has performed well on our games of the week. Acton takes the sidearm shot. Chris De Silva can't pick up initially, but he does and resets the shot clock. 22 seconds to go in the penalties, so Brampton chooses they can take this one all the way down. 15 seconds left in the penalty. 4 extra on the shot clock. Double team looking at, De Silva, who now splits the D, rolls off, turns back, spins and fires. And Leva Pereira there for the penalty has expired. It's 1-0, 5 minutes in for our first of 3 scheduled 20-minute periods. Chuck Rawson to the outside. Tebow set the screen. McLeod coming in to help out as well. Back across for English. Big screen set by Marinier, and the pass bounced off his stick. Phoenix pulling in there for a hit, and he got knocked down. Nicholas Belmonte started it back for Ty Clark. Horseman, the captain, brings it down now. He'll go to Jacob Janke, now back to the lefties. Good to see Byrne back out there, although he got stuffed trying to take it to the net. Scott for Janke. Horseman sets the screen, knocked his man down, and play allowed to continue. Horseman picks it up in the corner. Need a shot, not going to get one. Nick Volkov, a holdover from last year's Minto team. One of those unsung hero type defensive transition players was Volkov throughout that playoff run. Chuck Rawson into the corner. Guys like Marinier and McLeod got a lot of the attention as shot comes here from Marinier. Up near the statistical leaders, including guys like Greg Palmer, Willem Firth, Will Sheehan. That's where Will McLeod's been living throughout this season. That shot from McLeod, handled by O'Toole. Vancouver Warriors first round draft pick in the most recent draft. McLeod trying to jump the route. Knocked it away there from the Excelsiors and Kyle McMillan. Wearing number 24 tonight, roster addition, along with Tyler Kuchar. Number 20 and backup goalie, number 30, Griffin Baker. Outside, Marinier shoots over top of a screen. O'Toole saw that and makes the save. No Ty Cardy, Liam Odette, Darcy Thompson, or Zach Shepard. For the Excelsiors, Landon Jackal will slot in as the shot comes here from Byrne. And Anthony Chetolate will back up Connor O'Toole tonight, as opposed to Gavin Clark, who's done it most of the season. One-on-one. Dante Bowen, Owen Van Loon. Van Loon stuffed as he came through the middle of the floor. Shot forced wide. 10 left on the shot clock. Couple Brampton players, including Dante Bowen, in there again. And Ty Clark will pick it up. It was late in the Blaze shot clock. Janke From the outside, Horseman steps up, ready to put the screen on Kuchar. Ball works through Acton and Scott. Off the mask of Lever Pereira. Rebound in the stick of Burlington, though, and good pace to this game continues as we close in on the halfway mark. McLeod to the crease. Marinier, where's the ball? Caught on the right pad of Connor O'Toole. What a save there. Excelsiors. Burlington bench saying over and back, not going to give up the argument. Official said it never made it way across center. Bounce shot from Nolan Marshall makes the call a moot point. Rare game where more officials wearing visors than are not here tonight as McLeod brings it back in. Gavin Tebow through McLeod. English causing trouble through the middle. Marinier will go back to McLeod. The alternate captain, now English. Lost the glove on his way to the net. That shot did not hit O'Toole before going up into the screening, so Brampton gets another chance. Just the one goal from Eric Acton to speak of. And we're only about 10 seconds away from the midway mark of this first period. Hayden Hiltz gets called for the 8-second violation, was trying everything in the arsenal to try and pick that ball up and get it across center, but not to be. Horseman from the outside, the sidearm shot. Lever Pereira saw it at the last minute, and then a Brampton takedown gives it back here to Burlington. Phoenix pulling. Ball bounced right into his stick as he turns it back up floor. Pullen has Scott, now Janke with him, and Landon Jackal. De Silva to Scott. Back to Janke. Pullen circling the net. Lever Pereira made the save, and the rebound picked up by Burlington. Headed up and past the timekeeper's box. Chuck Rawson come alive since Ted Rawson's been in the lineup as English's shot. The sidearm low, and look out there, Ty Clark. Eyes came up just as he saw McLeod, and then Bowen's pass across the floor looking for Clark. Down to a knee. Comes back towards center. Callum Witter. There's a chopping match here on the near side between McMillan and Scott. Nolan Marshall has the ball now through Horseman. De Silva, Byrne in the corner, has it. 5 left on the shot clock. There's the screen and the bounce shot goal. The chemistry that Nolan Byrne has found, whether it's De Silva or Scott, here on the near side. Watch De Silva come and throw this screen. Speaking of unsung players, Chris De Silva does a lot of that, and when he does, Nolan Byrne does a lot of that as well. So look at Callum Lever Pereira. You want to talk trade deadlines? It was, I think, 2 years ago a trade. He was about number 3 on the depth chart for the Mimico Mountaineers before he was traded to Burlington. Ends up working out a couple seasons later as he has played nearly every minute for the Blaze in net this year, which some wondered was going to be a concern with Deacon not graduating out. What a performance he put on through the playoffs and after the trade deadline. Already seen some big trades, as most of them coming from the Oakville Buzz, acquiring in the last couple days 7 first-round picks, most of them in the Will Sheehan deal. Stepping up Janke, his shot going wide. It'll bounce right to Ty Scott, though. He's got 5 to shoot. He goes over to Horseman. Janke sets the screen. Back to Janke as he rolls to the net. Couldn't get a second opportunity. He ran out of space. Going back to the crease. Brian Jackman earlier today going to the Orangeville Northmen as if they needed help scoring. A very potent offense there. Will Sheehan scored in his first game with the Whitby Warriors last night. Dancing around on the crease, couple tiptoes for Cody Innes, and his hot streak continues. Watch him take it from the corner. Just beats his man Connor Blond and goes for the cross check. Innes able to fight through. And now it'll be Matt King, Nicholas Belmonte back at the face-off dot. Sawyer English saw Belmonte. Likes to turn, still couldn't get away from him though. Got shoved in the outside boards. Here's Rawson. Stopped in front of Belmonte, still out there with the face-off twig. So he'll leave for Dante Bowen, switching hands over the restraining line. He'll slow up and give to Nolan Marshall, although Bowen does stay out on the floor. Marshall came over the top in a perfectly timed defensive stick check from Tyler Kuchar. Rawson gets around Clark, back to Rawson again, the little give and go. And O'Toole was there to make the save. 6.5 to play. 2-1 for the home side. Excelsiors. Byrne close to the over and back line, and again the official says no, right at the line. Janke to Byrne. Perhaps looking for that bounce shot again. Byrne goes in front to Janke. One hand on the stick. Can't put it over top of Lever Pereira. Janke chases his ball carrier down the far boards. Also got past Horseman. And now they'll give it to McLeod. And get the full offensive complement out there. Here's Marinier. Past the screen on the run, scores. We're all tied up as Captain Alex Marinier has done this a number of times in his career. Big screen from English, works around to the bouncer. Finds its way through for a 2-2 tie. Here in the period, goals 2 minutes apart here, it looks like. And quick succession continues. Ted Rawson trailing off the face-off. He'll score in the lead now to Burlington. On the run, Ted Rawson. Again, only showed up within the last couple weeks. Officials want to make sure everything's good off to our right, where De Silva is being worked over by Nicholas Volkov. Down the boards, a double team. Arriving with a hard hit on Callum Witter. Meanwhile, Byrne found Acton off the bench. His high step turned into a high shot. And look out here, Robertson coming across to Volkov. Looks like he gave him a slash too after the hit. It was Robertson throwing the hit on Reese DeCiccio. Last time we were here against KW, one of the bigger body checks you're going to see in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, or dare I say the box game in general. Here's De Silva, steps up after rounding the corner up top. The shot there Low on Lever Pereira. Rawson off the bench. Also joining the play, Gavin Tebow. Late arrival is Innes. You got Burlington on the board. Quick shot, Marinier does it again. So after back-to-back goals in 7 seconds, this run now taking 3 minutes and 4 seconds to score 4 goals. Marinier has back-to-backs. McLeod showing 3 assists now in the game. Marinier with a pair of goals, Rawson and Innes. As Blaze are rolling right now. Byrne to the outside horseman. Trying to get momentum back on his team's side. Hard shot off the end boards. Bounced past a couple of players' sticks. Burlington player lost his helmet. Ball escapes the scene though, and shot off O'Toole. Rebound picked up by Burlington. Knell of a fresh 30 as McLeod slows it down. Puts it to Marinier behind the net. Back out front, hard shot. O'Toole saw it all the way, makes the save. So reset of the shot clock as McLeod picks it. And now English down the boards to Marinier. Already with 2 to the crease. And the third was just that close, if not for the right arm of O'Toole. Robertson bouncing off bodies as he comes across the timeline. And got knocked over after passing that ball. 3 minutes to go here in the period. Big high step Nolan Marshall got it down low on Lever Pereira. McLeod over the top. Bowen nearly went right through the screen. Plays continue to cycle. Back for English. His sidearm shot skips off the turf in front of O'Toole. He needed to drop down to his knees to make sure that wasn't going anywhere. It's one of a number of games going on in the OJLL this evening. Mind you, you can download the official OJLL app to stay up to date. Here's Nolan Byrne cutting through to the front of the crease and went through the crease, which will stop play, but only momentarily, as it has been quick and frantic here throughout this first period. Volkov through English, back to Marinier. Stepping up was Chuvayello to block that. Marinier got it back, got to McLeod, and the bouncer looked like it was right next to the foot of O'Toole. Got enough of it to knock it sky high, but it comes back down in the stick of the Blaze. English and McLeod. Back to Marinier. Looked like he wanted to go there with the big hop. They work it through to Rawson. That's Ted Rawson giving McLeod, whose shot goes off of O'Toole. Both teams have 2 timeouts to play with, and 1 per period as we get down the stretch here. Janke getting it across center. Neil Adamson will return the favor. Now Byrne down the boards. Here to De Silva. De Silva turned back and met the hard check of Kyle McMillan. That ball off a Burlington player and out of play, so Brampton will get a fresh 30. O'Toole's going to stay where he's at. Shot clock's not synced up. Byrne, Lever Pereira went down. Shot went high, and 2 for 1 still ends up working for Brampton as O'Toole makes the save back the other way. can't take the entire penalty down. O'Toole wants to know if he's coming to the bench. And the answer is no. Bowie Horseman outside. Marshall going to come set the screen. Can't return the pass. Marshall does now come across to Ty Scott. 10 on the shot clock. Bouncer off Lever Pereira. Rebound up for grabs, and whoever gets it surely will call timeout here. Still nobody though, as it's fired into the timekeeper's box and no time to set up a play. Janke to Byrne, can't pick it up cleanly, and that's where the first period's gonna end. 4-2 in favor of Burlington, who went on a good stretch through the middle part of the period. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week. It's fueled by Gatorade. We'll be back with a second period in about 10 minutes time.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Back inside a steamy Brampton Memorial Arena here this evening. One of 5 games on the OJLL schedule. In the second period, Orangeville Northmen up 9-7 on Kitchener-Waterloo. That game in Kitchener. In Peterborough, a 3-2 lead for the Lakers over the Buzz. Six Nations in Mimico tonight, a 3-1 lead for the Mountaineers. And 6-4, the Whitby Warriors on top of the Toronto Beaches at the moment. That game in the second period. 4-2 here after one. A 4-goal and about 3.5-minute run for the Burlington Blaze through that first period. O'Toole taking a last quick drink as he makes his way over to the net to our right. Still Callum Lever Pereira over to the left. Belmonte and King crouching in for the face-off, and we're underway here in period number 2. Janky. Burlington Blaze are going to get an over and back call here tonight at some point. Or they're going to keep trying, one or the other, as they made the argument there. Janky dancing around to the outside. He'll go far side now to find De Silva. Gets it back to Janky with all kinds of time. And then Burns' second shot goes right off the face of Lever Pereira. McLeod coming off the bench. Looked like he was close to the crease. Ended up sliding through and then took a two-hander. Bench wanted a call on that as well. Here's Byrne. Couldn't bring the ball down. Picked up by Owen Van Loon. Van Loon taking off Ty Clark with the initial check, and then Ty Scott finishing the job. It's played back for Rawson. Chuck Rawson, Belmonte. Picked out of the way. They end up in behind the net and in the crease of O'Toole as he was getting ready to be involved. Scott down the boards. Here's Nolan Byrne. Trying to work past the screen there from Jackal. King runs into the loose ball that Marshall couldn't bring down. A holding call here will stop play. Brampton going to the penalty box. As Matt King was interfered with. King had actually gone through the crease. Hold was before that. That would have been, that was setting up to be fun, but remember, it's the cylinder rule here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, and pretty sure the feet had crossed that mark. Gavin Tebow sending it back up to McLeod. Room for Marinier to shoot. English on the ball, carried it back out and straight to Adamson. His pass intended for Witter, a little too far. Then Volkov overran it. And Witter will bring it all the way back close to center. Acton takes the pass to Silva, joining the play as well. Acton out to the boards. Horseman brings it back down. 5 left on the shot clock. Acton's going to turn the corner. No room to get through. Still got the twister on target, however. And now the Blaze halfway through their power play. Second one of the game. Each team had one in that first period. Neither team able to capitalize. McLeod and Marinier playing catch a bouncer that gets into the, plastic-headed stick of O'Toole. Witter off the bench. Janky stopped in time, cuts back, scores! Jacob Janky shorthanded after Callum Witter showed off his transition chops. And how about the outlet pass from Connor O'Toole? One of only a few players in the OJLL, as Jonathan Donville pointed out, with a plastic stick. Belmonte picks up, runs down the far side, all with the face-off twig. Thought we were going to maybe get a draw man goal there, but needs to take it out with still 20 seconds of power play time to kill. Ty Scott has it on the hidden ball play a couple times. Now from Burns, Scott gets it back, and that shot gave them the reset, though there was no one around to capitalize on it. Thought might have been at the tail end. O'Toole the save. Marshall, here comes Janke off the bench again. This time tries to go high. And a shrug save made by Leva Pereira as we go back to 5-on-5. Gavin Tebow. This one's going to go over and back up into the rafters here, the beautiful wooden rafters inside Memorial Arena, which I was told a few years ago is the reason why they can't put air conditioning here. De Silva to Scott. Back to Acton. It would affect the wood, and it would all just kind of crumble down, which obviously is not part of the trade-off you would want. Jackal stumbled just before the shot there and actually followed an Acton one that went off the post. Bounced right back out. Here's Marinier. He'll go to the outside, cutting in. Matching shoes for Cody Innes, and somehow the ball finds its way in. Missed it, was admiring the footwork of Innes and Marinier. Picked up here by Gavin Tebow. That's an interesting description. That he was in the crease, but by the time he cleared out, the ball had crossed over the line. Kyle Kennery saying the winner rule is different, that would be a no-goal, but here it's good. 5-3, that one makes the lead. Horseman stops up top. O'Toole making the run to the bench. A penalty is coming here to Burlington. Byrne takes top spot. Let's fly at the tail end of the shot clock. De Silva with the rebound and allowed to play on here in the summer. Janke. Ty Scott. Number of side steps. Got back to that face-off dot spot and then let fly in. It was off the stick of King. And we will get the penalty. The second power play of the game coming up to Brampton. Is that a hold? That's a hold. Again, to go back to point from Jonathan Donville earlier this season when that free arm comes off. As Horseman's sidearm gets past everyone. And just like that, Brampton back within one. Horseman has shown off this shot all season long. And does it again, and yes, he goes to Cornell. Oh, and Chuvayello picking up an assist on the goal. 8th different Excelsior to point in this game now. First power play goal for either side. McLeod off the bench. Look at the ball movement and passing there to set up McLeod. 6 goals from 5 different scorers. Now on the other side. And I think a lot of other players would have shot that. But electing to give it back to McLeod. As he strikes in this game as you knew probably would before it was a matter of time. Belmonte face-off win. Janke brings it down. Eight different Blaze players with points now. As Acton stopped at the restraining line. He'll give across to Byrne now. Shakes free of his man. The shot off the shoulder of Lever Pereira. English taking the pass. It comes back up top. Marinier. Rawson lost his man and fell. Blaze couldn't take advantage, so it comes back up top. English here to Marinier late in the shot clock. O'Toole down, was having a bit of trouble corralling that loose ball. As now they give to Chuviello. Janke watches Jackal cross in front of him. Now Horseman cutting to the crease. Shot on the run. De Silva knocked off the ball. Jackal hard in there. Believe Landon Jackal is an AP call-up, and if he is, I mean, showed up with good-looking kicks and has been pretty good. Got a little bit to get started in that first period, but fitting in pretty nicely so far. Here's Horseman. Twist shot, got lost in the feet of Lever Pereira. Now running into it, Burlington. No cross center. McLeod already out there. Ball carrier on the wrong side. Tried to force it across to McLeod, and it rolls harmlessly into the outside. Look out here. Robertson came out, now gets knocked down, and pair of arms go high from the officials. Brampton going back to the power play. Acton from the corner to Janke. Here's Byrne. Cross floor. Acton will shoot. Lever Pereira the save, and it'll be a tripping call here against Will McLeod. And Brampton's third power play of the game. Bowie Horseman scored on the most recent one as the goalies now get a chance to take a water break as we get a look at the penalty. Now in the third period in KW, Orangeville up 10-7 on the out-of-town scores. Peterborough continues to lead Oakville 5-3. That one in Peterborough. In the second period, Mimico up on Six Nations 5-3 and 6-5 Whitby and Beaches. McLeod on second check looks to have got away with one there. Conversation with, something's up in the crease of Connor O'Toole. This happened last night too. They had to fix the top corner, and Josh Hiltz is going to go to work. Which gives us a chance to look at pair of goals here that Director Rachel Wolf says somewhat questionable. Yeah, not so much for Janke there. Thought he slammed on the brakes, but I guess not in time. And then At least if you're going to miss one way, you should miss them both, as that foot definitely touches down by the looks of it in front of the goaltender, or the official. And, you say he's right there, but the way his angle is in trying to get out of the way, as we said, a very veteran crew here tonight with 2 out of the 3 officials having refed in the NLL for sure. As you get a look at the Burlington defense, lost a good complement of them after last season's Minto Cup run. Of course, the biggest loss probably, already mentioned Deacon not in the net, as they continue to work on the net down to our right. A reminder to make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. If you like and share, the algorithm will be more likely to send it around to other folks. And of course, if your alerts are turned on, you'll get a notification every time we go live throughout the season here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Follow at the OJLL as well for upcoming schedules and more news, as the trade deadline is tomorrow. Don't expect much to break this evening with so many teams in action. Horseman and Burns setting up this power play. They'll open the shot for the captain and push back in the crease. That time they got the call on the line right. As Brampton set up again, Scott, Byrne, Horseman. Playing catch. We'll see if they try and open it for number 18 again. Byrne looking that way. Horseman for Scott. Bowie Horseman likes to shoot just outside of the fan from right about there. And Acton let that one fly. Didn't miss by much. Watch for Horseman here. Behind the back to Acton. Shot there. Rebound straight to Byrne. And Lever Pereira did nicely to come over to his left to match that shot, as a couple of them came quickly. Minute left here on the power play. It's a power play for Brampton, so no sense of urgency here for the Blaze, who have it outside in the corner in the stick of Cody Innes. Innes comes out stumbling, and shot forced high. Picked up by Connor Blondin. And he'll send it towards the far boards. Byrne. Right at the restraining line, slows up, gives to Ty Scott in the corner. Byrne with it back now, Bowie Horseman. Acton, Byrne, Horseman gives to Scott. Scott, no look, cross crease. And another one where Lever Pereira had to go east-west to make the save. Hard pass towards the corner, went off the stick of Scott and out of play. So with 10 seconds left, Burlington can now take this the entire way down. Six-4 game here past the midway mark of regulation time. Back to 5-on-5. As a shot there through traffic from Tebow. Byrne cutting through the middle. Initial fake. Looked like froze Lever Pereira and then just missed the top corner. Kuchar breaking out through McDonald now. Ball ends up in the corner. Rawson steps up and shoots. And O'Toole, I think must have felt it on the right arm because wasn't going to move. Ty Clark, cross center. Playing it back here to Janke. Horseman steps up. Big shot, was looking down low. Lever Pereira up to meet it and bounced off his foot. To Horseman, who brought it back down and then stepped across the timeline. Marinier. His shot forced high and up out of play. Couple miscues from a pair of guys who don't normally miscue. Ty Scott here to burn. The two-man game works to perfection again. Last time we were here, I asked Brampton about Ty Scott. They said it had been about 6 years since he had played box lacrosse. Looks like he's figured this game out, got right back into rhythm, just like riding a bike. And I'm not sure that Burlington coaching staff are too happy about it. Off to our right-hand side. Josh Hiltz was over here as well, so not sure if that was directed at the players or the official as Horseman walks in again. That twist shot off of Lever Pereira. It's funny watching Horseman because can get to the crease, likes to go to the crease, but it's that outside shot that's so lethal for him. Just not sure that I've seen him scoring tight yet this year. McLeod down the boards. Ted Rawson playing it back through. Innes couldn't find the cutter. It's back for Rawson. He'll shovel it back to McLeod, who can't release it in time. Again, that shot would have had to hit O'Toole before the buzzer to beat the shot clock anyways. It was never going to happen. Here's Scott. Byrne. Byrne drags it back, still has it. Janky now for Scott. Scott now Janky. No Horseman on this set as it bounces off the backboards. Picked up and off to the races comes English. Sawyer English took a big chop there from Ty Scott, who's caught out on defense. Robertson providing the help. Marinier goes back to English. Robertson over jumped in, then pass intended for Marinier on the crease went off his stick. A look for the cutting Sawyer English. And not far enough. Landon Jackal. Big high step back near the restraining line. Saw a seam, elected to shoot. And Janky has it back for Byrne. 15 on the shot clock. Byrne, cross floor, Horseman. This is where he does like to shoot. It's stuffed by Burlington and Janky right in tight. Forced an arm save out of Lever Pereira. Down the far side, on the run. High shot from Liam Blakely goes off the end boards. Ty Clark, though, picks up at center. And Clark is all alone, so he'll slow things down. Jackal there with him, takes the flip pass, and they'll wait for an offensive set. Hard shot ended up off the corner. Bounce right back to Burlington. 5.5 to go here in the period. 6-5 lead for the Blaze. Nolan Byrne. With it to Chuck Rawson. Through McLeod. Down into the corner. He works to Marinier, who shot. Caught O'Toole off balance. Fell back and somehow kept the ball on the correct side of the line. Christopher De Silva. There for Scott. Janky. Big high step to Silva. Brought it back down. Couldn't return it. Now the pass comes up to Acton. High step past the restraining line. Bouncer. Hit off a body, and we're late in the clock as Janky and his men take each other into the corner. A couple extra chops and words and maybe a shove for good measure before they'll go their separate ways. Meanwhile, Robertson stepping up, nearly got all of Owen Van Loon. Comes back to strip it away from the Blaze player got up slowly. Blonde into Horseman off the bench. No, looks it to Byrne. Fake the low shot, goes high over the shoulder. And it was wide of the mark, comes down in the stick of Sawyer English. All timeouts are in hand here with Rawson bringing it over. Low shot English, sounded like it hit the outside of the post. Reset was given, Adamson up for Horseman. Stops, shoots around the screen. And that hit Lever Pereira, and it's brought back down by Witter just inside of center. Acton with 10 to shoot. For Ty Scott. De Silva coming to throw the pick. Shot goes off the end boards. Acton couldn't find it, and it's Rawson that will carry it back across center. Quickly to McLeod. His shot forces O'Toole as this game starts to open up again. A little run of penalties kind of slowed the pace of the game down a little bit. Heads up Gracie Hiltz as that one was sailing towards the box. Shot clock operator here in Brampton. Byrne. Now to Marshall. Janke couldn't move his man out of the way, so it goes back across to De Silva. De Silva now to Janke. Up top is Byrne. He'll drag it past the screen. That little change-up shot almost fooled Lever Pereira. A few oohs and ahs here inside Memorial. Robertson's got one speed. And he went after another man there. Close to being a little too late. It is late in the shot clock. Here is Innes, flips it back to Marinier. O'Toole stepped up, and Marinier shots, and those are those big outside shooters, just sound different. Robertson lowers the shoulder on Volkov. Enough momentum to get him across center. Byrne looks off. Scott comes across to his captain, Horseman. Now returning it back to Nolan Byrne. Only 10 to shoot with Scott outside the fan. Acton, the restraining line, in tight. Byrne, quick catch and shoot. Rebound brought down by Scott. Now for Acton. Straight down the pipe. Save made Lever Pereira. And a couple big collisions in the corner. Everybody in looking for this one. Acton and Horseman for Brampton. Now Byrne coming in to help out. Janke can't pick up. It's Burlington. Adam Ross in the trailer. Got the shot. McLeod. O'Toole comes up with a big save. 10 seconds away from the halfway mark. Or 1 minute left, excuse me. Bowen had to get it across mid-floor. Did so in the allotted 8 seconds after just dropping the ball. Prior to that, De Silva. Stick snaps in the hands of Ty Scott. De Silva still takes the shot, and Brampton's bench was expecting someone to come change out for Scott, but they were waiting to see how the play developed to see if it was a defender or not. McLeod off the bench. Oh, what a seeing eye shot. Through everything, including O'Toole. And Will McLeod now up to 5 points on the night with his second goal. Sort of lulled everyone in a false sense of security, and that one's just over the right pad of O'Toole. No danger of a crease violation from that far out. 39.8. This is a important face-off between King and Belmonte. Belmonte wins it cleanly, though, and he's going to take it right to the rack. Lever Pereira with the save, and no time for Burlington to call their timeout. Well, they're going to do it anyways. 26.7 on the game clock and 24 to shoot. First time out of the game after Burlington take the 7-5 lead. Orangeville continue to pile it on KW 13-8 now the score there. Peterborough still lead Oakville 6-4. In Mimico, how about a 6-2 period for Six Nations, who now lead 7-5. That would be a massive result for the Arrows if it stays that way. And then Toronto Beaches have flipped it. Pair of goals to start the third period now, 7-6. Beaches leading out in Whitby, 7-5 here in Brampton. Last shot coming up. Marinier up top with Rawson. They've got English out there and McLeod. And trying to catch a number, I believe it's Gavin Tebow in the corner on the crease. It is a 5-on-5 set out of the timeout. McLeod brings it down here with 9 to shoot. McLeod getting it back up top. His low sidearm found its way through to O'Toole. Adamson just turns and fires. It's on target, but not in time. And that's how the second period ends. Burlington has led most of the way, but Brampton have never lost here on the OJLL Game of the Week, our third trip. We'll see what the third period has in store. You are watching the Game of the Week, fueled by Gatorade. Third period comes your way in 10 minutes.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Yeah, let's go. Raise up one time. Go get it. It's yours. Let's shine. Come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Teams crouching in for the face-off to get the third period underway. 7-5. Burlington lead here on your game of the week. And it's the Excelsiors controlling the face-off. Janke across to Bowen. Dante Bowen, De Silva. Burns shoots over top of traffic. And it bounced up and out of play. McLeod. Back the other way for Burlington. It will go right to left here on your screen in this third and final regulation period. Marinier. Back and forth across the top. The shot does come from Marinier, and O'Toole will make the save. Adamson across center. He'll give to De Silva. Chris De Silva a long way from his usual spot on the left side. Finds Acton, who cuts through everybody and bounces it in and scores. This will be another close one, but it's a one-goal game. Look at the number of steps it takes for Acton, and I mean, if that goes straight in, it's obvious, but they count it anyways. Seven, 6, 58 seconds into this third period. The second of the game for Acton. He's got a pair, as does Nolan Byrne, Bowie Horseman, Jacob Janke. Those last two shorthanded and power play. As another big collision down low. Dante Bowen trying to smack that ball out of the crease. He's going to get called for a slash on the player in the crease, and it took a while and a bit of yelling from the Burlington bench to get that call, which is the correct one. It's anybody in the crease. Can't be interfered with, and you see the defender pulled it back in. Ball was Josh Hill saying, yes, that's a penalty. And he is 100% correct. He was the trail official on the play. And it's a goal back the other way. First power play marker of the night for Burlington. Takes all of 11 seconds. Restoring that 2-goal lead up to 8-6 now is Sawyer English. First point for number 15, and that ball took a hard left turn when it hit the turf. What a good look from our vantage point here on top of the benches. We may have a shootout on our hands here in the third period. 1:23 gone. Already a pair of goals. Belmonte and King going back to work. Belmonte trying to kick it in the direction of Baker. Witter couldn't pick it up. Dante Bowen behind everybody took a big chop before it was controlled by Witter. Janke has Bowen with him. Dante Bowen peels off, and that's going to leave Janke all by himself, and Burlington are going to come up with the loose ball. Cody Ennis picking up his third point of the game. McLeod sitting on 5 through 2 periods. Marinier, the only other Blaze player to score twice. We've got 10 players with points now do the Burlington Blaze, and on the run, the sidearm shot goes up and out of play from Ted Rawson, but they'll get another chance with the Blaze. Ty Clark got into his man, knocked him over, no call, although everybody did kind of glance over at the official. Owen Chuvayello will leave it for his captain Horseman. He'll give to Dante Bowen. Now to Jackal. Outside, Horseman, a couple big stutter steps. Byrne going to set the screen. Marshall trying to help out as well. De Silva to Byrne, bypasses him. Horseman nearly had a shot from his favorite spot, and then Jackal wasn't sure where that ball bounced after hitting him in the leg. It's headed down floor in the stick of Will McLeod. McLeod outside, cross crease, English, the shot, and O'Toole was going to stand his ground. Ball caught up, it looked like in the throat guard of Connor O'Toole. Adamson to Janke to Acton. De Silva and Scott are the two lefties waiting now for the arrival of Landon Jackal. From the outside, Acton's bouncer gets it back, brings it, twist shot. That one off the foot of Lever Pereira. Jackal reaching for it. It bounced off of Rawson and into the Burlington crease. Marinier, big fake, took it in, and there was room between the right hand and the post of O'Toole, just missed. Witter back the other way, 4-on-1, now 4-on-2. Witter, the shooter, got caught up in McLeod, who carried it back in, and they're gonna say he put his hand on it and give a penalty shot to Brampton. How about this for a big call in this game? Handball in the crease is going to be the call. McLeod coming in. That is a great call from Josh Hiltz. Went to the whistle immediately. And Nolan Byrne, with a hat trick on the line, is going to be the shooter. Comes across from the left. Out to the middle, number of fakes, he scores. So Byrne completes the hat trick and makes it a one-goal game yet again. Here's another look at the penalty shot, which we've seen a couple of those in the last couple games. Most of them, the too many players in the penalty box rule. And this one just a good old-fashioned handball in the crease. Belmonte. Face off, you can cross one line. They do there, bouncing it back. And now Ben Baker looking for help. It'll come in the form of Horseman off the bench. Horseman to Byrne, down to Ty Scott. These two lefties have put in work the past week and a half, and Lever Pereira just caught that one. Being against the left leg. Burlington now, Ted Rawson. Back for Chuck. Now through Marinier and back to Innes. Cody Innes will flip it to Marinier on his way to the crease. He scores. And that's a hat trick now for Alex Marinier. 4-point night for Innes. As we're going to go back and forth here in the third period. Buckle up, folks. Marinier shed his man, gets that through O'Toole. And that is 4 combined goals in just under 5 minutes. Here in this period, Bowen. Cross for Acton. Remember the pace that this game started on. Acton, bit of a slip there on the turf. To the outside, Janke. Now De Silva has room. Not going to take it, waits for the screen from Byrne. De Silva still with it. Horseman behind the net. That one hits off of Lever Pereira, didn't get far enough into the corner. Bounces back out for the Blaze. Tyler Kuchar. Lost it, but right at the feet of Sawyer English. And they've all worn 15, I believe. All the English brothers. Here's Marinier. Out to the outside. Sawyer can't make the catch as he brings it down. Sam English wears that number for the Oakville Rock now after his debut season in MSL last year. Burnwell falling, got a good chance away. Lever Pereira found out the nickname Pepper came out to throw a screen, an 8-second count against Burlington, as we found out a couple games ago in this rink. Shot clock doesn't matter, it's the count of the official. Winding up a big shot, Nolan Marshall. He'll put it into the corner. Scott lost control of the ball. He'll pass it back up top. Acton's going to run out of space. This will be over and back, as Lucas Frazier also couldn't pick up. Frazier for Rawson out there with McLeod and Tebow. All alone, backdoor English. Well, there's a miscue somewhere, that's for sure. As we heard the Brampton bench screaming. And not even into pitcher is English, as he's right on the crease. And that one I'm sure will be discussed right underneath of us on the home bench. Pat O'Toole, head coach, Dylan Evans, Mike Burns, Kevin Hayes. Get that one sorted out. Also found out that Brampton, in the hottest of the heat advisories this week, 36 degrees in Brampton. We're here at 7 p.m. practicing. Landon Jackal caught Leva Pereira going down. Shot went high. Leva Pereira did well to catch that on the right shoulder. Still hot in here tonight, but a few thunderstorms through the day basically took care of most of the humidity. Here's Witter. De Silva trailing into the corner. Burns stepped back and got drilled. Big hit thrown there. Liam Blakely knocking Byrne down right on the crease. As one step too many from Byrne to find the open shot. Defense is starting to dig in a little bit. McLeod after that loose ball. Fell at the feet of Ted Rawson. His shot went up out of play. Rawson being worked over by Adamson. Now McLeod comes in to say hi. And we'll see if it's one or two who's going to go off here. Told you before, Trent Robertson, the leading penalty minutes leader in the OJLL, made his way to the bench, and Kyle Kennedy said, yeah, I don't think so. Will McLeod also going. He was definitely headed off and offsetting unsportsmanlike minors. Will be the call there with 12 minutes to play. 10-7. Largest lead for either team here in this game, up to 3. Want to make sure this starts at center. Acton goes to Horseman. Now across to the left side for Byrne, cutting through. Stumbling was Janke, still on his back. Does he still have the ball? Being worked over. Remember, you can't hit the player on the ground. You can go after the stick and the ball, however. But all this is doing is killing time on the shot clock. Finally, Burlington able to drag it out. Ty Scott was in a chopping battle there with Cooper Jackson. As the intensity starts to heat up, along with the temperature. Marigny's shot blocked there by Witter. Second chance, Innes. He'll go to the far side for Rawson. Marigny picks up. That one's way wide. He doesn't miss like that very often. Witter trying to work it down past Ted Rawson. It'll pop out of his stick, but roll right to Phoenix Pullen. 11 to go in regulation. Halfway through this Brampton shot clock. Acton. Nolan Marshall stepping up. Eric Acton turns and fires. And if you're Brampton, getting Will McLeod off the floor for 2 and a dead ball, which we haven't had very many of here in this game. Well, I guess there's been 17 of them. That ball went up out of play. They'll argue over where it's going to start again, but you can get McLeod off for about 4 or 5, maybe more. Even if it does take Trent Robertson off the floor, I think you're okay with that. Acton. Out of the corner, Marshall can't open enough space. It's down into the corner. Nolan Byrne reaches in front of Lever Pereira and puts it in. Nolan Byrne's big game continues. 4th goal, including the one on the penalty shot. And they've all been a different type. That one, another one that bounces off the turf and takes a hard turn. Connor O'Toole on the bench, getting some instructions and some water. They had all the tricks out last night. They were mist in bottles in guys' faces. There were cold towels, bag of ice. When Doug Jamieson came off the floor in the Chiefs game, threw a bag of ice down the front of his shirt. As Josh Hiltz comes across to give an explanation to the Brampton bench prior to this face-off. Beach is still leading 9-7. It's showing now on the app over the Warriors. Mimico have retaken the lead in the third, 9-8 over the Arrows. Peterborough Lakers 8-5 on top of Oakville. That one in the third. And a 5-1 third period has Orangeville up 14-8 on KW. Reminder to visit OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com or download the OJLL app for all your stats. Belmonte straight into his man and a couple extra for Lucas Frazier as the shot comes the other way. And Burlington have their lead back. Doesn't look like much of a play as Burlington keeps it to the outside and then way too much for them through the middle for Hayden Hiltz. His 3rd point of the game, 1st goal. As Baker for Brampton controls this face-off. Winner there to pick up. He'll go to Bowen. We have passed the halfway mark, and on that goal, those 2 penalties were released, so Will McLeod will be back out for Burlington. Janky to Jackal to Byrne to the crease, and into the crease was Jackal, who's been all over the front of Cal Lever Pereira in this game, but has yet to find the back of the net. Cody Innes gives to Marinier, far side. Shot from Rawson, hit something in front, forced it way high. Lands back down in the corner. Innes turns back again and shoots over top of the Brampton net. Ty Clark finds Acton. Nolan Marshall with a little shove to his man. The return pass to Marshall initially skipped away, giving McMillan time to close the distance. Byrne getting worked over in front, and there will be a penalty call. It'll be a slash coming up here. Liam Blakely, I believe. They were right in front of the official. And Brampton will go back to the power play. This their fourth of the game, 1 for 3 coming in. Acton to Byrne to the corner, Scott. Ty Scott all the way up top. Horseman, they let him fly from his favorite mark, and that one off Pereira. And they'll go again. Byrne, his shot. Lever Pereira makes the save. Now down low, Janke. Byrne back through Horseman. He looks off of Acton. Byrne back up top to his captain. Now to the 4-goal scorer, and Acton again. His shot hits off the end glass and will go over and back. With 8 minutes left to play, 11-8 Burlington. It's been a tight battle the entire way with good pace. Marinier going to keep it outside. Dante Bowen spying him. Some movement in behind the play. As Marinier now tries to go around the combination of Bowen and Backer. Couldn't do that. Ball bounced away. And now Brampton will have 40 seconds left in their power play. Scott to Byrne. Horseman up top. Down in the corner. That's Scott again finding the double deuces of Byrne. He gets it back and turns and shoots. And once again, Pepper there. Janke. Knocked way backwards by Hayden Hiltz, who got up as far as the restraining line. Ted Rawson with it now. He'll leave it for Hiltz. In the corner, dealing with Witter and Baker. Penalty has expired as the ball gets dropped at the tail end of the shot clock. But as I said, we are 5-on-5. Brampton trailing by 3, now 1 for 4 on the man advantage, as are the Blaze here in this game. Brampton do have a penalty shot goal, by the way. Byrne to De Silva. Horseman wants it behind the net, but De Silva can't get it there. Now Byrne back all the way up top. De Silva, a swim move and a twist shot and a goal. Not something that De Silva does often, but when he does, usually at a big spot. It'll be another point for Byrne. And we'll see if they give a secondary assist as the goaltenders get a chance to grab a drink here again, giving them plenty of opportunities in this hot barn tonight. Dante Bowen goes across and asks for an explanation. Secondary assist does go to Eric Acton, by the way. He's got 5 points on the night. Nolan Byrne with 6, including 4 goals. And Brampton have 5 different goal scorers combining for 9 goals. Burlington player backed all the way into his crease. Bowen doesn't even have to touch a player to be involved. Here's Jackal to Scott. Although if you've seen any of our other games, you know how impactful he can be. Byrne. Scott got blown up in front of the crease as that ball was about to arrive. So an extra, was about to say possession of Brampton, but Ty Scott gets up and goes right into the helmet of Matt King. And the question, okay, illegal cross check. They go for 2 minutes, and Ty Scott might be lucky. So are Burlington, because Byrne was just about to get past his man and on his way to the wide open net where he doesn't miss by much. So, McLeod from the corner through English, back to Marinier. All the action through the middle was Gavin Tebow, who now tries to chase down the loose ball. 5 on the shot clock. And it will expire on Burlington. Fisher was counting. As the clocks weren't synced up, Connor Blondin bounces it from the corner, intended for Byrne, who lost his footing, and Burlington will be able to get it up and over center. Go back to work on their power play. It'll be English taking top spot, Marinier and McLeod taking turns playing catch here with English. Innes came up to throw the screen, and that opened the Innes shot, which goes and bounces back over center. 45 seconds remaining here in the power play. McLeod, Marinier, Innes. Back to Marinier, down in the corner, Tebow. Marinier wheeled off top spot, and then his shot hit the end dasher and goes all the way back down into the crease of Cal Lever Pereira. And exactly 30 seconds on the penalty clock is Byrne meets the defense again. De Silva around the corner. I think Brampton would want to kill this off. However, 4 minutes to go, needing 3 goals. Acton is going to shoot. And Lever Pereira will make the save, but we're about to go back 5-on-5. There it is, Ty Scott jumping out of the penalty box. He'll stay on and take a defensive shift. The high guy, though, so watch out for transition back the other way. Blondin nearly intercepted and then went after his man and threw him into the outside boards. Bad angle shot. Blondin still working his man over as O'Toole makes the save. And then O'Toole going to pass it right into the stick of Chuck Ross and one-on-one, and he recovers to kick it out with the left pad, but the Blaze grab the rebound. English, Rawson up top. Rawson in front of the official was trying to adjust his helmet, hoping no one would notice, and O'Toole calls for a water break again. I think he's got a stick issue, actually, that now famous plastic stick. Going up against the Woody of Cal Lever Pereira this evening. Couple finals for you. Toronto Beaches do indeed defeat the Whitby Warriors. 9-7 the final there. 14-8 Orangeville on top of Kitchener-Waterloo. Has just gone final. Acton to the outside as Brampton gets us back underway. Under 3 minutes to go. Byrne off the bench. The late change. Going to take a couple side steps. They did get a player off to the bench to get O'Toole back into the net. Here's Acton, 10 to shoot. Ty Scott taking top spot. Byrne back with it. Now 5 to get a shot away. Drags it through. Finds the crossbar. And where did that go? It was headed towards us and disappeared. De Silva, fresh 30 for Brampton. Acton in the corner, Horseman. Acton waiting for him to throw the screen. Byrne, shot without the ball. It pops out the back of the stick down in the corner. Byrne, no room to get to the crease. Trying to create it himself. Goes back to De Silva, who was already there. And Lever Pereira stepped up and made a big, important save in the context of this game. Marinier able to clear center. Cross floor, and that one sails into the Brampton bench. O'Toole already on his way to get off. Eric Acton with Marinier. This is an extra attacker set. Janke, Horseman, De Silva, Burns, Scott. Acton will come over to the lefties, and they got three on each side. Byrne. Far side, Horseman has to catch up to it and won't. It bypasses him. Picked up, and a twist shot off the post. Cooper Jackson looking for the empty net, denied. Minute and a half to go. Acton. They want them to hurry things up. It's Byrne. Down to the corner, De Silva. All the way back up top. Horseman rips and scores. One goal game here in Brampton, and of course, it's Bowie Horseman from the outside. After the empty net miss. We've been talking about his favorite spot to shoot, and he got it with space and time, and makes no mistake. 11-10, your score now as we close into the final minute. Belmonte one face-off, and Brampton will call their timeout. Eric Acton picking up an assist on the Horseman goal for 6 points now for both Nolan Byrne and Eric Acton. And this is as close as it was to going the other way. And that's Horseman that's all the way back there with Jackson. So Horseman's going to get, pardon the pun, on his horse to come back and get involved in this play to make it a one-goal game. He's been scoring from there. We did opening night here, Brampton and St. Catharines, where he put up 4 in the first period and a half. Basically all from right there. And they all looked exactly like that. And, the book is out, so it's up to the Brampton offense, who, credit them, do a good job of getting him that shot. And when he gets it, Horseman, credit him for not missing. Do they dare try it again, though? Horseman will take top spot with Acton and Janke. Those are the righties. Scott, Byrne, De Silva, the lefties. Ty Scott's gone behind the net. Byrne wants it. Sneaking backdoor. Janke dragged it out of the crease, which you can't do. Scott will put it down. No one went to the bench. O'Toole racing back. And they must have got the change in, as Burlington took a bit of time. A lot of yelling underneath us. And here's McLeod. Brampton should get one more chance. Rawson. Adamson spying him. Chuck Rawson will come back along the boards and go all the way across floor. Marinier turns and shoots. And O'Toole makes the save. Horseman covers it up. But the clock continues to run. Brampton can't stop it from here. Acton, Horseman, Byrne, O'Toole to the bench. Same cast of characters that have been out there most of this period, as Byrne takes the shot, rebound, pops out in front, and shot down floor. It's going to bounce over the net. Horseman, the first one back, gets run over. Bench wanting the interference call. Blaze will pick up the loose ball. Twist shot. There was a whistle, and timeout called by Burlington with 4.6 to go. Brampton bench wanted the interference call and didn't get it, and they are hot right there. Basically not going to matter, and they're going to get their money's worth throughout this timeout of Burlington. I'm surprised no one's got tossed yet. That's the warning in more words. 11-10 is the score with Burlington calling timeout. O'Toole will remain on the bench here. 7.6 will be where it starts, and Brampton's just going to kind of zone up the floor here. Need the ball back. You need to push quickly. Blaze will put it in the stick of Gavin Tebow. Lost it momentarily, but there's no time left, and there won't be a shot. 11-10 will be your final for the Burlington Blaze. Picked up 2 wins already earlier this week, and all of a sudden they found themselves back in the standings. Meanwhile, for Brampton, the first time they lose here on the OJLL Game of the Week, and it comes at an inopportune time for them. Reminder to follow at the OJLL on social media for our upcoming schedule of the Game of the Week here on the YouTube channel. Be sure you're subscribed. For Gary Morrison in the JVI Sports Network, Colleen Grimes, the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, and our director tonight and crew, Rachel Wolf. My name is Matthew Carrick. Thank you for tuning in. This has been your Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Burlington win 11-10.
Make some noise, it's dealer's choice, so pick your place of poison.